All right, everybody, Antique Motorcycle Revival. And we've been working on the racer here a little bit and got to thinking about tires. It seems like I'm in the middle right now of buying tires. And so we're going to talk about that. But before we get started, I want to ask if you would to subscribe to our channel. It helps us out a whole lot. If you do that, it helps us to get the word out. And you can hit the notification bell. You get a notification whenever we do a new video. But today we're going to talk about tires. What's the best tire for your motorcycle? What would be the best one? And this is kind of like oil or something. You talk about a tire and everybody's got an opinion. But I'm going to just talk about my experience today with tires and what I've learned over the years. I've logged in somewhere around 90,000 miles in the last 9 years. And went through several motorcycles doing it, and today we're working on the old ones and riding them a whole lot. I put 10,000 miles, just almost 10,000 on the 45 in the last couple of years. And so we're going to talk about tires. The tires that today, they have different ratings and the hardness of the rubber. They'll get you a lot of miles on some of them, very hard in that. And so when I was riding the Road King for a long time on these touring bikes, I had the Harley Davidson tire, Dunlop. And what I noticed is on the rear tire, you could get about 14,000 miles, say, out of a rear tire, and it would start cupping, which means that it would start turning on one part of the thread and the other part would be up. It causes a little bit of this in your tire. And so I just thought I'm going to try to find a better back tire and see what I can come up with, because I didn't have that much luck with them tires. And so I put a Bridgestone Battle Cruiser on this thing. And I rode that tire 20,000 miles. I'm convinced right now that I probably could have, if I'd wanted to push it, I could have got 22 to 24,000 out of it. But I got 20,000 and still a safe tire. But I changed it the other day, put another Bridgestone Battle Cruiser. But the one thing I know about the Battle Cruiser tires, the Bridgestones, on the rear, is that they run smooth. These tires wore the same all the way around, no cupping, no turning of any kind. And so, but it's a harder tire. A friend of mine bought the Bridgestone Battle Cruiser because of the luck that I had. And then he told me the other day, put one on the front, didn't like it at all because it's too hard. You have a 40 pounds of air that you put on these touring bikes in the rear, 36 in the front, because it's lighter, and you don't need that heavy of a tire. And what I've learned on the touring bikes now is that because of the weight in the back, Bridgestone Battle Cruiser, but on the front, I go with the cheaper tire because that has a softer rubber to it, and it just rides better. It holds better in the curves. It does better all the way around. And so I use a Shinko 777 Shinko tire, and this is the second one that I've had on there. I put 10,000 miles on the last one. You know, it's front tire, but they're a cheaper tire, but it rides better. The best riding tire that I've ever had on the front of this motorcycle was a Kenda. But the Kendas are hard to find. Sometimes people seems like they're out all the time, and about 3 out of 4, as far as my buddies go, that had the Kendas, including me, they leak air. I couldn't get to keep air up. So anyway, I've had the best luck out of a Shinko 777 in the front. It's softer, it's smoother. You get 75, 80 mile an hour, or you're in curves, you're going to like that a lot better. I put a Michelin on the front of this one about 3 years ago. Put a Michelin tire on there. It was the worst mistake I've ever made. You could go 65 mile an hour, and I thought I had a wheel bearing going down. It was so bad, and it would just vibrate and shake you, and it just vibrating like something was bad wrong in the front end. I turned around one time and come back home when it started that. Took it to the Harley shop to get the bearings put in it. I thought the bearings were down, and he checked it out there, and he said, "It's not the bearings, it's these tires." I've had several of these tires come in here. Every time a set comes in, they made a real hard rubber strip in the center of them so they'd last longer, but they rode horrible. So buy a softer, cheaper tire for the front That's my recommendation. Shinko 777, and it'll ride smooth, and you know, it's just going to be a better ride for you. With that being said, a lot of times the tires that we buy, everything has to do with the weight of the motorcycle. These tires, I like this traditional looking tire on this motorcycle, on this 45. It's that road tread, kind of a traditional looking tire. I buy the Shinkos on it. They're about $100 a piece. I think I give 120 for the last one installed, and they put it on the rim for me. And I put 10,000 miles on the back one. Not bad, you know, but it's a lighter motorcycle, and you're going to want a softer rubber on that comes like on the Shinkos. You're going to want a softer rubber on a lighter motorcycle for the grip and stuff. If you put hard tires, you know, like top-notch, high expensive tires on a lighter motorcycle like this, you go into curves and you can just feel it. It's not good. It's just a bad situation. So that's the kind of a tire setup that I do. It's different on this one. Bridgestone Battle Cruiser in the back, Shinko 777 in the front. I put the Shinkos on this one. I had the cokers on it, and I couldn't hold it on a wet road of the 45. When I bought it, it had cokers, and you could barely go around a curve and feel it sliding. So I didn't care for them at all, and they're expensive, a lot more than these. So anyway, that's the recommendation on that. And then, of course, we got the racer here that is a completely different setup. Got an airplane going right over us at this very minute. But we've got a different setup on this one. This is kind of what it's the grasshopper style. And so, like I said, different application, but I'm trying to build a racer that's just like they did in the day, the WRs. I have a WR transmission. The motor's all fixed exactly the same. For this one, everything is WR and a factory racer. And they would put these tires on, and I try to explain a little bit of the kind of off-road and on-road, on-pavement, off-pavement type tire like this. Is like in Daytona, for instance, they would hit the track at day 1A on the Daytona, and they would run down that one a couple of miles or whatever, and then they would turn and go up the beach for a couple of miles, and that was the loop. The beach, the A1A, you know, just go in a big circle like that. And so they had tires they would use these tires that could do both. They could use them on pavement, but they could also use them in the sand or on the gravels, and a lot of gravel roads back then too. So I was just trying to stick with something original on that. I think it's going to look pretty good. I'm just starting to put this thing back together. We've just about got the motor finished, transmission's finished, carburetor's finished. The mag is rebuilt the mag. I did a video on that. And we're just trying to work on the racer, and we'll let you all know as we get a little further ahead. I can't wait to that first start video. I'm going to video the first start, if it starts type thing. And so anyway, Antique Motorcycle Revival, that's my opinion on tires. And it's worth about a nickel probably, but that's been my experience. Figure out the weight of the bike, how heavy of a rubber type, do you want to put on that, and I think you'll do better, and you'll find that you have a smoother riding motorcycle. So until then, we'll see you all next time.